Hello, in this video I'm going to repair a motorcycle vacuum operated fuel tap, which were fitted to motorcycles from the late 1970s and peaked in usage on Japanese motorcycles in the 1990s. This is one of the last jobs on this Kawasaki Zephyr 1100, which is from the 1990s, and it is to replace the seals in the vacuum operated fuel tap, as these taps are notorious for leaking when they get old. There's no off position on some of these vacuum operated fuel taps, which I think is a stupid idea. So you turn them off. If the vacuum side starts to fail, as it had here, the petrol just keeps flowing down into the carburettors. If the carburettors are leaking, it just keeps leaking. When these vacuum taps fail, it's not just a drip of petrol on the garage floor. In the worst case, fuel can overflow through the carburettors and contaminate the engine oil, creating a much bigger problem and more expensive, as you'll then have to replace the engine oil as well. As we are going to do a complete rebuild of the tap, I'm going to remove it from the tank to make life easier. You could do it on the tank, but considering the kit comes with all the seals, we might as well remove it. There are two large crosshead screws, which I'm using the largest of my JIS, that's the Japanese Industrial Standard screwdrivers. With the screws removed, lift the fuel tap up and out it comes. So this kit is available from Turmax for this bike. So let's open the pack up. And as I said, the kit is from Turmax. The first thing I want to do is open the tap up. This is the back, which is the vacuum side. So with those screws out, and then it should pop off. And there you go. What we have is the spring. And this is the part that actually does the diaphragm work. That's the vacuum work. If you lift that out, there it is. You can see there's a bit of corrosion here, and it probably helped cause the leak. The replacement part is here in the kit. So what we've got to do is remove the old one by feeding it through the center section. It's got this rubber section on each side. This basically pushes through here like so. It can get caught, so just make sure it's off the little pins so you can push it through. So that's the old one out. So here's the new one, and in this case you've got to get it carefully through the space, just like the old one came out. So I'll carefully feed it through now, and gently does it. As you can see, it's easy to get it caught up as you're trying to get it through. So just take your time and be careful with it. It's very delicate. And once you're through, you just need to position it. And there are these little nodules that it sits on. They're like little pins. And it's a bit fiddly. Then, when you get that done, you move on and do the same on the other side. And there it goes. That's that part done. And as I can see some gunge in there, I'm going to go and get some carb cleaner and clean that up. You can see it was quite dirty in there, so I had to spray it with some carb cleaner and clean it off, so to get all that out. And then dry it off a little, and then set about seating in the diaphragm. So I'm just going to make sure that it's sitting down correctly, and it goes in, and we've got to get the new spring out of the kit. The new spring is in the bag, and it decided to be awkward. So be careful. I dropped the spring and had to spend some time looking for it on the ground. So try to avoid my mistake. So this spring needs to sit in here. These two pins need to line up. Keep that side down. We get that on and sit it in the housing. Then that sits down here and we put the screws back in. So I'm just going to put them back in exactly the same place as they were when they came out. And here's the old spring, and we'll put that away. So now we can whiz the screws in. Now that the vacuum set is done, we just tighten up the screws, and that's that bit on. Now we move on to the other side of the tap. We have the main seal, which looks like a small face with an open mouth, and the O-ring seal for the front, which sits under the front part. So we'll take the plate off by removing the two small screws. When these two screws are out, pull on the knob to remove the front plate, Now we can take out the old O-ring seal. Next we can take out the little face seal. It needed quite a bit of persuading to come out. It was fairly stuck in there. As it was quite worn, it was possibly the main cause of the leaking carbs. We'll give the tap a clean as well and get any small bits left behind from the old seal. Some of the residue of the old seal needed to be scraped out. Finally cleaning it out, and last using a cotton bud to finish off the job. In with the new rubber seal. When we got the little face seal in, we can put the new O-ring in. When refitting the faceplate, make sure that it is sitting and facing in the correct position. Check that the fuel knob can turn to make sure that it is seated in correctly. When you're happy with the position, put the two small screws in. Tightening them up, moving from side to side so you can feel the gap between the faceplate and the body of the tap close up. Then finally tighten them fully. And recheck that the knob fully moves into all the positions. The kit came with new screws and new washers to fit onto the tank, so we will get them ready. We have a new tank seal, so we'll take the old one out. This seal wasn't leaking, but we will replace it because we have a new one with the kit. To get the old tank seal out, which was firmly seated in, we needed to pick it out. Then put the new seal on. You have to push it right down as there are two small retaining shapes to grab the seal and hold it in place. We also got two nice new screws and washers, so we get these ready to put the tap back on the tank. Before putting the tap back on the tank, make sure the tank is clean so the tap will seal. Seat the tap into the tank. Start the screws in by hand to get them threaded correctly. Using the bigger JIS screwdriver, you could use any large screwdriver, but if you're working on Japanese motorcycles, I would recommend you get yourself a set. I like to work back and forth so that I'm not putting pressure on one side more than the other. Now that it's fitted, all that's left is to put the tank back onto the bike. The real test is once you get the fuel back into the tank and to make sure the tap is not leaking. Feel free to ask any questions. So thank you for watching the video, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye now.
Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you.